I will call to order the Finance Committee of September 13th, 2022. The first item of business is the approval of minutes, draft minutes of the August 23rd, 2022 Finance meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
I move approval.
We have an approval. Discussion. Hearing none. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item, public appearances, non-agenda items. Doesn't appear we have anybody in chambers or on Zoom for public appearances. Moving on to item 4, the Finance Director report. We have Misty Dodge, our Finance Director, on Zoom. It's your floor, Misty. Go ahead.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody. So as we talked about at the last meeting, the TID annual reports for 2021 were completed and presented to the Joint Review Board after our last meeting. So included in your packet tonight is all of those annual reports that we presented for your information. Happy to answer any questions if you have any. If you want specific, like in-depth information on each one of them, I'd encourage you to go to Fact TV and watch that Joint Review Board meeting that was held, where Mike Zimmerman, Greg from Ellers, our financial advisor, and I went through a lot more detail about what's all included in that report. But for now, if there's questions, I'd be happy to answer any of those.
No, I don't believe we have any questions, Misty.
Excellent.
All right.
So then rest of the report. So I was gone for a while, and then now obviously I'm sick, so trying to catch up on some things. Treasurer's reports were not included in this meeting because of that. Really, the big push right now is budget. So the 2023 budget is scheduled to be released on the website next week, Friday. So we'll have a lot of information to share at that point. That's all I have from the report.
Very good, Misty. Thank you. We will move on to item 5, review of bills. First item is 5A, detailed review of checks for $10,000 and above for the period of August 16th through the 31st, 2022, totaling $2,162,833.13. Questions from the committee? Seeing none, we will move on to item 5B, detailed review of all checks issued. Checks 123,833 through 123,918 for the period of August 16th through the 31st, 2022, totaling $2,269,942.75. Questions from the committee? Hearing none, moving on to item 5C, detailed review of ACH payments for $10,000 and above for the period of August 1st through the 31st, 2022, totaling $590,048.48. Questions from the committee? Hearing none, moving on to 5D, detailed review of all ACH payments for the period August 1st through the 31st, 2022, totaling $604,002.18. Questions from the committee? Hearing none, moving on to 5E, detailed review of Pcard transactions for $10,000 and above for the cycle ending July 6, 2022. Total, $101,753.86. Questions from the committee? Hearing none, moving on to 5F, review of Pcard transactions for the cycle ending July 6, 2022. Total amount, $233,727.52. Questions from the committee? Hearing none, moving on to 5G, detailed review of Pcard transactions for $10,000 and above for the cycle ending August 8th, 2022. Total, $287,811.30. Questions from the committee? And then moving on to our last item under 5H, review of Pcard transactions for the cycle ending August 8th, 2022. Total, $458,683.47. Questions from the committee? Hearing none, we will move on to item 6, action items. 6A, Do I have a motion to approve Resolution R-169-22, Public Works Maintenance Facility Vehicle Lift Replacement?
I move approval.
We have an approval. And Misty, will you speak to this resolution?
I will. So this is a project that was included in the budget for the replacement of the lifts that the maintenance facility uses to lift our equipment and our vehicles up so that they can do the necessary repairs or maintenance on it. The equipment was end of life and needed to be replaced. So Public Works first went out to look at what it would cost to replace it, which was significantly more than what we had expected and had budgeted for. So they looked at a mobile lift option instead. Similar equipment is used at other municipalities, which they reached out to them and they've been happy with it. So what's in front of you for approval is the purchase of a mobile lift, which does come in under budget then, much less than replacing what we currently have, and still definitely meets the needs of the department for what they were looking for. The pre-approval is in there that talks about the Sourcewell quote that they received.
Very good. Discussion from the committee. Alder Wheeler.
We talked about these in Public Works, and I'm really happy we actually got lifts like these because of the versatility. These are actually movable, so they're column lifts, so you can actually take them outside and work on the vehicle, if it breaks down outside. So that flexibility is just huge as far as efficiencies. So I think Bill Balke did a good job in actually finding these and purchasing them.
Very good. Yes, Alder Gerhart. Go ahead.
And maybe Jim can answer this or Misty, but I'm curious, is there a reason why we didn't consider the mobile one from the outset? Or was it just we have never had it before, so it wasn't originally considered?
I think it was just due to the high cost to replace the current lift. That
Yeah.
He's just looking for alternatives.
Oh, got it. But we have had a built-in one in the past.
Yes.
Okay. But this one gives us more flexibility, and it's obviously under budget, which is great.
Yep.
Awesome. Thanks.
Okay, additional questions? Hearing none, I'll place the motion before us to a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Moving on to the next action item, which is 6B. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R-172-22, approving the assignment of development agreement and tax increment bond for Ochala Drive LLC?
I move approval.
We have an approval. Misty, you'll speak to this resolution as well?
I will. So the city has already entered into a TIF agreement with the Ochala mixed-use building that's there. So that agreement already exists. What this does is it is an assignment of that agreement from the developer to the bank that is lending them money to build the project, so that if the bank notifies me, I will make those TID payments to the bank instead of the developer. We did something very similar for the Terrace Point project with the same developer. It was a little bit different. That one I'm making all of the payments to the bank, where this one I'm making them to the bank only if notified. But it is something we do relatively routinely as a way to help foster the financing of the project.
Just one question from me is who makes the decision for you to make the payments to the bank? Is it the developer or it's the bank's choice?
So the bank would have to notify me. I think it's 45 days before the payment is due that I should change the payments.
Okay, otherwise it would go to the developer.
Exactly.
Okay. Additional questions? Hearing none, we'll place the motion before us to a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Motion carries. The next item, 6C. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R-184-22, authorizing the notice of intent to terminate the lease to Northern Sod Farms, and this Inc., and this is a direct referral.
I move approval.
We have an approval. And Misty, you'll speak to this item as well?
I will. So the city entered into a lease for city-owned property. It used to be the Sod Father property. We purchased it. We leased it back to the original owner for their continued use back in 2011. That lease has been ongoing, renewing every year. At this point now, though, we would like to terminate that lease. The land, we purchased it because it was needed for stormwater facilities. And in the beginning of 2023, we are finally ready to start constructing those stormwater facilities. So we need to provide notice to the tenant, letting them know that we plan to terminate as of the end of the year so that we can build those facilities. What this resolution authorizes is for the mayor to sign that letter and for staff to send it out to the tenant, giving them notice.
Very good. Thank you. Questions from the committee? All right. Seeing, hearing none, I'll place the motion before us to a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Moving on to the next item, announcements. The next meeting is scheduled for September 27th, 2022. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn. We don't need a second. So those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Motion carries. We are adjourned at 6:41 p.m. Thank you.